Well, all right. Welcome to another breaking news. Today, I think I got some good videos because most of these videos were actually sent to me from you guys. You guys in the chat, in the comments, who leaves comments. I've been getting emails, and I love it when some of these videos come from you guys. It makes it worthwhile. Now, like I said before, if this is your first time here, what this show represents is all communities. I'm talking about Bigfoot, paranormal, UFOs, and yes, even the Mandela effect. So some of these videos, a lot of you might have already seen who belongs in one community, but in another community, you might never seen these videos. So look at this channel as an education, a history, and it's up to you guys to leave some comments about, hey, I've seen this video. This is what this is about. This is what I've learned. Because together, with all of us working together, we can find the truth. We can find some answers. Is this guy real? Is this guy not? Because not one person knows it all. Not one person. But everybody knows something little. And you add all that little from all of you, we got something big, something great, something fantastic. So beyond that, what I'm saying here is I think we're going to jump into, what the hell, the Bigfoot intro. All right. So first of all, I just want to say hello to Daily Dan, Sandra Piper, Wes H, Amber, and so far, Sandra Piper, of course, I said, Donald Fuller. Now, this video was sent to me by somebody who doesn't have a YouTube channel. He's Jobed128. I don't remember seeing Jobed in the comment, but that means somebody's watching in the background and saying, hey, Eric, you should show this video. I'd like to know what your thoughts of it. Perfect. I'll give you my thoughts on it. So this video I'm going to show is called Hickory Man Says He Has Video of Bigfoot. All right. Let's check out the video. Let's see what we all think together. All right. So I want to thank Joby128 for sending me this link. Here we go.
At 6, social media is buzzing after a Hickory man says he captured something amazing on his cell phone camera, video of Bigfoot.
Yeah, he recorded this video in McDowell County where several people reported seeing the creature over the years. NBC Charlotte's Brandon Goldner spoke to the man who described his experience.
Despite the signs outside his Hickory home,
Crazy.
Doug Teague and Crazy Daisy strayed away from the wooded trails in McDowell County. He was grabbing some cameras he had set up, hoping they recorded images of a longtime fascination, Bigfoot. As he was walking back to his truck,
then a rock was through. She chased it. I just kind of stopped, took the phone out, gazed the hill, kept looking. He's still up here.
Not just one, he says 3 different Bigfoot stared at him from the hill. This is just a snippet of 10 minutes of video Teague says he recorded.
He's moving.
Just describe to me that moment, just emotionally,
like a giddy school kid. Just nervous, heart beating, it was crazy.
He's a member of the Catawba Valley Bigfoot Research Club. McDowell County is considered a hot spot for these sightings, though the path leading to this larger-than-life creature often goes cold. Scientists say there's a logical reason for this. There's no evidence Bigfoot exists. Teague disagrees.
They're real. They're there.
As does Vicki Cook.
It went in front of my camera.
Earlier this summer, she shared this grainy video taken outside her Cleveland County home.
Screamed. I didn't know what it was, but that thing was tall.
With big feet to boot, both Cook and Teague took casts of the creature's feet.
There's probably a lot more evidence than people realize.
Some will scoff, but others, like Cook, Teague, and even his granddaughter,
He's moving, he's moving, he's moving.
believe. In Catawba County, I'm Brandon Goldner, NBC Charlotte.
All right. Now, I can't tell you if that's Bigfoot back there, but I like the conversation. Science can't prove everything. They just can't. Near-death experiences. Science can't prove all that kind of stuff. So the question is, did he see it? Well, he has footprints. He's part of an organization. This has happened in McDowell County. And there's been a lot of reports in that area about the creature for over years and years and years. So, you know, are all those people wrong? I don't know. Only takes one person to be right, to be real. Remember that. Only takes one person. Evidence, Bigfoot. And listening to that guy, I don't know him. Maybe Connor has heard about this guy more than I have, but they seem honest. I don't think they want to be on the news to embarrass themselves. So I think there's something there to that footage.
Yeah, man, it definitely looks interesting. You can clearly see multiple beings are moving back there. He stays calm and composed. He's not trying to get rich. I think this is just a genuine encounter, and he was lucky enough to be on the same wavelength to videotape it. But he is definitely brave and on his ones and twos about how, yes, they do exist, and we just got to start spreading awareness.
Exactly. And I'm excited. And let me try to pop up this other one in a second. I had it up, and then I just lost. I can't believe I just lost a video that here it is. I found it. I apologize. Okay, when you have a lot of windows up, this was sent to me from the person who actually shot this video. Some of you might know him. He is Skunk Ape from Skunk Ape Farm off grid. He sent me this video, and this is actually his. It's called Bigfoot Caught on Video. And basically, I'm going to skim through it. I'm going to skim through to the main parts of the video because he does video like you, Connor. He goes to different areas and kind of talks about the area. Is this it? Oh, or hold on. Let me see. Is this it? Okay, there it is. Hold on. Let me remove this. Here we go.
When Watusa come out, we get a glimpse of her. I don't mind showing y'all glimpses. I can't do a straight up face-to-face video. It's just too risky. Way too risky. Something big's been going through there.
I'm going to pause it for a second. That is an interesting kind of I'm going to go back a little bit. Like right there. It's like it is almost like a pathway walk. You see like a little cave. I know it's bushes and stuff, but it's like a little cave, like something has been going through there. Let's see.
Definitely not. That's all I can show y'all right now. Don't worry, they're not gonna bother me.
Did I miss something? Where was it? Was it right there?
I'll see what I see.
Right there. He's looking straight ahead, and I know you can't hardly see it, but there's a black little outline. That's what he was saying here. Let me play again.
I'm not gonna walk all the way to the back this evening. Holy shit! Do y'all see what I see? That is not what he said. Definitely not. That's all I can show y'all right now.
Let's see here.
He's back this way.
Yeah. So I'll just do the volume down. I like it because he sent it to me. This is his walk. He's looking for Bigfoot. It just reminds me of you, Connor. You walking out there with your cameras, looking at it and trying to see. Sometimes you feel it back there, and I'll have this link up, and you guys could go and watch the whole. It's about 6 minutes long, and you guys can watch the whole 6 minutes. And he talks about doesn't feel right. Yeah, at that moment to try to go up and go be in person with the Bigfoot. He knows it's there, and that's really good enough for him. So Connor, I was just thinking, if that was you and you sensed the Bigfoot there and you think is there, I'm curious, would you try to go would you try to go after it yourself?
Yes, I would. I actually did see some movement in a couple of those black little bushes and areas. I thought I did see some movement in it. But yeah, man, I'm boots on the ground, and I go after the sounds. Just recently in the Green Swamp, we had such a crazy interaction of knocking that lasted about 7 to 10 minutes. But then after, we did move towards it. But I feel like the 168, it's going to be straight, sprint towards it without much regard. But yeah, Skunk Gate Farm is awesome, man. Good supporter and awesome just doing work on the ground, boots on the ground. And he's a little north of me, so this is my neck of the woods too.
Yeah, and like I said, I'll show you guys his videos. You send it to me. Now, I do get some emails of some people sending me links of a 15-minute video. Now, I can't show a full 15 minutes, but guys, if there's something in there that's within 2 to 3 minutes, like the main part of the 15-minute video, when you send me an email, put a timestamp, say, hey, check it out between this time and this time, because it makes it easier for me to find, to figure out what exactly what you're seeing and you want me to show people. If you guys give me a timestamp and give me a little description, it'll make it a lot easier. I would actually appreciate it.
I sent Eric a 3-hour video or 2 hours and 30-minute video, the one from Mayaka. Luckily, I gave you the 50-second, timestamp, or else you would have been looking through that whole thing for some footprints, and everything looks like footprints when you're out in the wilderness.
Yeah, it is. It's hard. Even on a 6-minute video, I found that part where he said, look right there, Now, if it's a little hard to do that on a 6-minute video, 3-hour video, yeah. But that's just some of the things how you guys can help me out. But beyond that, guys, we're going to move over to a paranormal. All these videos were sent to me by you guys. That's what I like about today. All this I'm showing is from you guys. All right. Like I said, this one was sent to me. I'm going to get up here.
At this place
from Donald Fuller, and I think he's in the chat. Yeah, right here. This one was sent to for me. This is another a ghost train deal in Vermont. And this video is actually from the Vermont Society. So it's not as scary. It's not like what kind of saw yesterday with the ghost story. But this is actually the Vermont Society talking about, this story right here. And thank you, Donald Fuller, for sending this to me.
History, we're in West Hartford and with Executive Director of the Vermont Historical Society, Steve Perkins, to tell us what we're doing here with this railroad trestle behind us.
Well, railroad trestle on the banks of the White River here. This is the site of the worst train disaster in Vermont history.
Wow.
So we have to take ourselves back to 1887, and it was a really cold night, early morning hours of February 5th. We had a packed train which started in White River Junction. Most of the passengers were headed to the famous Montreal Winter Carnival, so they're taking the train up in the middle of the night. And half an hour into the trip, disaster struck. So as it was coming across the bridge, it was going probably a little too fast. They were in a hurry trying to make up time. The rear passenger car started to shake and started to jump the tracks. And then it pulled the next car and the next car until soon enough all of the passenger cars had been pulled off the tracks and landed on the frozen White River below the trestle. The brakeman witnessed this, and so he had jumped off the train and rolled down the bank, landing on the ice, and saw the cars fall and crash. And the engine and the mail car and the coal tender all made it across the bridge, and so a number of crew members were really the only ones left to help rescue those below.
So there were survivors then. Is that kind of where the story ends?
It's not where it ends. So there were survivors. The cars fell about 43 feet, but ultimately, in smashing on that ice below. But we have these. So I brought this lantern here to show you. This is from the Rutland Railroad, and I know some railroad buffs will say, no, this disaster happened on the Central Vermont Railroad, but this is what I had at hand. But this is a railroad lantern. And if you think of all of these passenger coaches, they're all made out of wood. They're lit using kerosene lanterns. And this is in February, so they're heated with coal stoves. So lanterns like this and the coal stoves smashed when these cars hit the ice. The cars are made out of wood, everything caught on fire. So people who survived the initial crash, they started to be burned. I mean, really kind of scary stories.
Are there any first-hand accounts?
There's a guy named with the last name of Tewksbury, and he was going from White River Junction to his house in Randolph. So I mean, he was 45-minute ride, yeah, just going home. He survived the crash, but he was trapped beneath his seat, and he saw the flames coming towards him. He's yelling and screaming for help. He describes an older couple behind him, unfortunately being consumed by the flames and seeing it coming for him. He said 2 strong men found him, grabbed him by the arms, pulled him. He's yelling, "I don't want to be burned. Get me out of here." They ended up breaking at least one of his legs, pulling him out of the wreckage, but they got him away. They pulled him across the ice and set him up against one of the piers here under the bridge. So there are other similar stories like that. The train ended up the cars ended up completely burning. But Tewksbury goes on to say, he's sitting against this pier, and he looks up and he sees that the bridge is on fire. So he's yelling, "Come get me, you need to move me, I'm not safe anymore." When the bridge was built, it was sheathed in metal to keep sparks from these trains from setting the bridge on fire from the top. I don't think anyone would have thought that this thing would have burned from the bottom, but the burning train on the ice set the bridge on fire, so the next disaster was the entire bridge burned down.
Wow, so how many people were killed?
So accounts vary, anywhere from 30 to 40 people perished, but most accounts really just say many.
Out of how many, again, were on the train?
89 people on the train. But some, I guess you could say good, or at least regulations came out of this. Federal Railroad Commission started making changes and saying that passenger cars had to use electric lights and electric heaters. They had to stop using kerosene lanterns and coal stoves because of this disaster.
At the site of Vermont's worst train disaster at this place in history.
Yeah, when people wondering why certain areas are haunted and ghosts and all that, those are tragic deaths. I mean, just all at once. I mean, like you said, where does all that energy go? Like I said, not all goes to the light, or some stick around. So
for sure, it's just overload right there, man, because the crash is so much energy itself, and then crashing down to the ice, and then all the flames and broken bones. That's a tragedy all the way around. But it is nice that, rules did get changed. The sanctions got set in line after. So maybe it did save thousands of lives, tens of thousands of lives after all said and done. But so sad for those dozens of people. And man, you survive a moment like that, crashing down 43 feet, and then you can't escape. Oh, that's really teary, man.
Yeah. And train wrecks, they still happen, man. I mean, God, we had one here, I think 3 years ago, one of those speed trains, those passenger ones that went across the I-5 and broke off, and it was going too fast. Went over the rails, off the bridge, hit the freeway, boom, you never know. You never know. Different reasons why trains crash, but just, you got to think of all those people that died that quick, that instantly. I mean, and what does Amber say here? And this story is a good reminder that even in scary investigations, real people passed away, and many times in tragic situations. Exactly. Tragic. Not a good death. Not a unexpected death, and not just one. 40 people, 80 people from a train. It's tragic, but man, so if you guys are in the Vermont area, some of you guys should go down there and do a voice session down there. I mean, if Discovery Plus will give us a channel, give us a show, we will go to all these spots, but I mean, we won't go there as jokes. We'll go there as really want to contact these people.
100%. I'm all for it, man. Thank you, Donald Fuller, for sending that. That's what's awesome is you have built an awesome community full of open-minded people that it's just we are self-sufficient. We don't have to reach too far out. We have enough information, stories in our reach can go around this world twice around, you know. But yeah, Donald Fuller, thank you so much. I feel like the fire trains might be something we bring back week to week because it sounds like there's a lot of these legends. I'm gonna have to find the one that came close to my house too.
I know those, you love those. Well, beyond that, guys, we're going over to the UFOs today. All right, this one was actually sent to me from a guy called Sandtrap Dirty Toes. He doesn't have a YouTube channel or nothing. Sandtrap Dirty Toes. He sent me this link. He goes, "Hey, this is a good example of why it is important to debunk," and that's why I'm showing this. This is not to show proof, but why it is important to make sure the stuff that you're using, why you got to look at it in all different angles. So this one's called. Oh my God, I'm forgetting the name of this one. Hold on, I didn't even got that part pull up. Oh shit, my bad. Where is it? Shit. Well, okay. This is called UFO or Meteor. What was seen over downtown Dallas? This was during a broadcast of a news channel that when they actually look at the footage, they saw something, or did they see something? Here we go.
Last night we were coming out of a commercial break and we were on a live picture from one of our Dallas tower cams when I saw something shooting across the sky, but it happened so quickly I couldn't identify what it was.
You sure?
Yeah.
I mean, what did you think that it could have been? Now, you were honestly, you weren't the only person. There were many people that made this comment. I had some tweets about it. I had some emails about it. What did you think it was?
At first, I'm like, shooting star, but then it was too big to be a shooting star. So I said, it was a comet. Then I went home, talked about it with my husband. He's like, it was a meteor. And I'm like, what was it?
But I mean, it's interesting, though, how you went from 0 to 100 where it was, you know, a comet or whatever it was.
Pete.
Okay.
That's me.
Oh, yes, it is. So, you know, honestly, Cynthia wasn't the only person, but I want you to take a look at this. So what we did last night, we went back and looked at the video, and many people had some questions about it. And so, Cynthia, I want you to know you weren't, and I know you're embarrassed to say you thought it was a UFO, but you know, I mean, there's Cynthia, there's people like you as well that thought the same thing last night. So here, Marty Morrison sent this. Pete, what did I see in the sky over downtown from the WFA cameras on the newscast tonight? So Marty, Cynthia, and for everyone else, here's the answer. But first of all, let me take you back to last night. So last night, here's the camera. This was at 10:13 last night, Bank of America building. You see that right there? That was live on our air. This is the tape from our newscast last night at 10:13. That's exactly what you saw. And yes, the question for many of you, including Cynthia, was it a UFO or a meteor? But what we did in the Channel 8 Weather Center throughout the day, this is how I spent my day once the rain ended. We did an in-depth investigation, okay? And the in-depth investigation, here's what it uncovered. We have multiple cameras here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I think we have like 5 cameras in downtown Dallas. We looked at the other cameras. And we wanted to see that little dot right there? Watch this. We'll loop it through again. See it how it's? So we knew it wasn't a meteor because they don't originate down on the ground and then take off. Then we looked at one of our other cameras. Here's our Fair Park camera looking at the city of Dallas. You see that right there? You see what this is? Cynthia, is this becoming a little more clear as to what this is?
Is that a plane?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
We went on FlightAware. And we looked it up, and it was Southwest Airlines Flight 63. It was going from Love Field down to Hobby. That's what you saw last night. So we were trying to figure this out as well. But here's what this camera looked like. So we tried to figure out exactly what it was. So we went straight to the smartest guy we know. That's our chief engineer here at Channel 8. His name is Jeff Stevens. And I asked Jeff, I said, what was this? This is what Jeff did, is blah, 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 blah. And about 15 minutes later, my head was ready to explode. But really, what Jeff explained was, in simple layman's terms, which is what I understand best, is because this camera that you look at every night, it's a streaming camera. So it just can't keep up with the motion. So it just causes the light on the plane to just smear. That's all that it was.
Okay.
It just can't keep up with the motion. Mystery solved.
And the reason I'm showing that, because like the email I got is basically the person's right. I mean, you do got to look at everything. Where did you see the light? Is there an airport? Is there a military base? You know, are there other cameras that has these dots? And, you know, after hearing that, it does make sense that I guess that camera, since it's a streaming motion, it makes it fuzzy. I mean, you got to think about that kind of stuff where if you just film something and then you're like, oh my God, I caught something, and just put it out without even looking at it further, have somebody else look at it, you could be the one that somebody's going to actually say, that's fake. Because look, a plane just left at that exact time during that time. So it is important to investigate.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting because that looked like not like a plane from that first shot. And then even the other one kind of looked like a meteorite. And then for it to be a plane, that was a anticlimactic, but also a big thing that I wasn't expecting. So I love challenging things like that because part of me is still like, I don't know, man. It looks like UFO. But again, all we could do is analyze more and more data. So yeah, man, whoever sent that in, BF Blood's, you know, secret screen name. I love it, dude.
Yeah. Hey, you know, and he got somebody else to look at it. That's what you got to do. Trust the people you're around. Ask somebody else to take a look at it. You know, if I catch something, hey, I'm going to be, hey, Connor, what do you think this is? Do you think I should put this out? I'm going to listen to people's opinions before you put something out and then it's fully debunked right off the bat. Then you'd be known as the people who has a dead Bigfoot inside of a freezer, right?
I like what Danny's saying, or it's a cover up because the third angle film did show the stars change position. So I'm all for that because that's what they do when something is so profound and genuine and authentic. They can, you know, make newscasts about it and really put people in opposite directions. But that's where we have to find the balance of what's disinformation and what's just truth that, you know, went through some trials and tribulations.
I was actually thinking that too, because in the beginning of the video, the guy goes, several people seen this. Now the guy did come back and say one of the people who did say that saw on that cam. You know, and I listened to it a couple times because if several people seen it and they seen it not through their cam, then you're like, well, all cameras do that fuzzy little thing? Because Dan makes a good point. You know, a government official could technically say, hey, we don't want that out. I want you guys to say it's this. That is a possibility. That is a great possibility, Dan. At first, I was thinking that last night, but when that guy came out and said, well, this guy's seen it through their camera on theirs, then I'm like, well, I don't want to bring that up too much, but that's a good one, Dan. That's a good one. I like that. All right, guys, we're going to move straight on over to the Mandela effect today.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
Luke, I am your father.
All right, now this is Star Wars geeky one. These are Star Wars geeky one. You know, I know some like, Eric, you're bringing up Luke, I'm your father again or whatever. Only reason I'm bringing this up is you know, it's one thing to have two different memories of Luke, I'm your father. No, I'm your father. But it is interesting when the actor himself who says that, when he's asked to re-say it, he says the word Luke. And this is what I mean. I got a clip from Earl Jones. Earl Jones going over this clip. Here we go. Actually, he was talking about another movie, but they get into the Empire Strikes Back.
I heard that you would tell a joke before every production.
Let me go back.
What about the jokes? I heard that you would tell a joke before every production.
Yes, we had a tradition of telling jokes right before, at places, right before curtain. The filthier, the better.
Always naughty, either ethnically naughty or sexually naughty.
Not for morning TV.
Well, we've got one.
He'll get to it, guys.
Should we do it?
Oh, yeah,
go for
okay,
it. Why not?
Okay. What does the redneck Jedi say?
No, you asked that because I'm a redneck or because I'm a Jedi?
No, because we're both rednecks.
Okay.
But
the redneck Jedi says, Luke, I am your father and your uncle.
Now he's saying a line from the movie, but he says it directly. Luke. He's not saying, I'm your father and uncle. He's saying, Luke. I mean, this is from the actor himself. Let's do it again. Let's hear it again.
But
the redneck Jedi says, Luke, I am your father and your uncle.
So the question of all questions is, why is he misremembering? You know, it does make you think, right? I know it's easy. I'm and Luke. There's great explanations for both sides, but it is weird that the actor himself makes sure he says Luke. It just makes you think. I don't know. What do you think, Connor?
I think it's amazing. For one, for you to dig it up, you know, Driving Miss Daisy, Carson Daly, and to link to the Mandela Effect. Beautiful investigative journalism work on your end. But yeah, man, that's James Earl Jones saying it right there. So either he has been reprogrammed or updated or living on a different timeline, but there is something to it. And I've just been addicted to James Earl Jones since The Sandlot. So it's really cool that he was Darth Vader, just because, you know, I didn't know who was behind the mask until many years later. But again, life is a crazy cycle that just always keeps showing you what you need to see. So I think, you know, Carson Daly here being, you know, I grew up on TRL watching this guy rise to fame. And now, you know, he's a morning show host for everything. And connecting to the world, and somehow still finds us back in our weird paranormal circles.
Yep. And Daily Dan's right. I know what video he's talking about. I actually saw an interview with him where he says he remembered it was Luke. And I remember that. I know exactly the one you saw because that's the one that everybody saw. I just thought this was different. Maybe a lot of people didn't see that one. So it's not that he did it one time. He went on multiple shows. They asked him to repeat that. And he always says, look, just makes you think. Okay. Now, this one was from another channel. This next one, it's a small little Star Wars one. I'm not saying this one is a Mandela at all. This is about a tattoo that Hazel have seen on Jabba the Hutt. I just think the information of it is priceless. Not that is it a Mandela or not about the tattoo. I like the information he got from a tattoo that's on Jabba the Hutt that I didn't even know that it was there. Here it is.
So I recently posted a video called Jabba the Hutt and Princess Leia Mandela Effects. And after I posted my video, I was looking at Jabba the Hutt and I noticed that he had a marking on his right arm. So I looked at it and came to find out that it's some sort of tattoo. And I looked it up and it says it's a marking of his clan. He never had a tattoo or brand. It kind of looks like a brand as well. But he never had this on his arm. So I'm making this quick video to document. I didn't see anybody else's video out there talking about this tattoo. So anyway, this is a new change for me. Leave a comment. Let me know if you remember this tattoo / brand marking that he has on his right arm. Thanks for watching.
I thought that was cool because, listen, I thought, you know, sometimes you think you know everything about Star Wars. Yeah. Someone's like, oh, that's easily missed. Yeah, but it's still cool that he actually has the brand of his clan that's on his arm that I didn't even know that was there.
Yeah, it's mysterious. I have a Jabba the Hutt figurine right here, and I'm searching on his right arm, and I'm not seeing any brand or anything. I'm just seeing a ugly Shrek-looking worm graboid type creature.
And there's Hazel right there.
But that is really cool.
That is really
Hazel,
cool.
Keep up the awesome, mind-blowing videos. Every time I see something from Eric from you, man, it really just blows my mind. It sends me in every direction. And I just love surrounding myself with people that do that.
Like, here's one that I'm not saying this at all was a Mandela effect, but in the movie Raiders of the Lost Ark, when he's looking for the Ark of the Covenant, on that scene, on that wall, there is R2-D2 and C-3PO on there.
That's awesome. Good old Spielberg and George Lucas. BFFs.
Lucas, you know? So you could say technically Star Wars is canon with Indiana Jones.
And E.T., remember E.T., the alien, he's in Star Wars too. So it gets really widespread, man.
It does. It does. I'm not saying that's a Mandela at all, but I'm just saying it's awesome when people spot these little Easter eggs, you know? Now, are they Easter eggs or did it show up? Now, listen, if it was me, if I was the Mandela effect gatekeeper, everybody comes to me and say, Eric, books, all this. I would say I would get rid of the name Mandela. I would get rid of it. I would rather call it Lucas effect. Because Lucas and his people under him has all worked with them. There's so many weird changes and all that. That's Drew Lucas. And remember, Lucas got in a major car crash in 1964 where he went to the hospital that changed his whole life from being a race car driver to be a movie maker. More of Nelson Mandela dying twice. Lucas, you could say he did die in that car crash, but he didn't die, and he's back. Because everything that Lucas does changes. He makes changes to the movies, not good enough. If you look at the original Star Wars movies and the prequels, word for word, they don't technically line up at all. Why did not Lucas line up everything from the prequels to the originals? Like when Luke was talking to Leia in Return of the Jedi, like, do you remember our mom? And Leia goes, I remember that she was beautiful. Well, she died during childbirth. You know? And George Lucas is he wrote them all. He created them. So why are there so many mischanges of the writings and stuff showing up? I might be on a rant here. I'm just saying George Lucas is more of a Mandela effect than Nelson Mandela himself. If I was the gatekeeper, I would kick Mandela out and call it Lucas effect. That's just my opinion.
I'm with Melissa, though. Mine would be the Berenstein Bend. That's when everything changed. When it used to be Berenstein, now it's Berenstain. That's when everything just went haywire. That's when my 2000 apocalypse happened. December 21st, 2012. I hosted a party. I think my life, went right when it should have went left as well.
Well, and you can say that's being recognized more. James Gunn recognized the Berenstein and put it in Peacemaker, and 2 out of 3 says Berenstein versus Berenstain. And James Gunn have said in an interview that a lot of his storytelling has come from the imagination of George Lucas. George Lucas has influenced all this, and then Berenstein's being brought up again, and then of course we saw Moonfall where they brought up Toto's song. These things are being brought up more and more, and a lot of these people have been influenced by George Lucas himself. That's why I'm saying if I was gatekeeper, which we brought that word up yesterday, I would change Mandela effect to Lucas effect.
I like that. I think it's funny. I think there's a lot of weird rabbit holes in the bottom of Star Wars and the Spielberg industry. Spielberg and George Lucas, Heather Rourke, the girl from Poltergeist. Just do your research.
Well, I'm just saying, why does George keep changing his movies? Keep changing, adding footages, taking footages out while movies at the theaters. What's making his mind keep changing things? Why is it not good enough? I'm not saying the Mandela in there, but maybe the man, because he almost died, is having multiple multiverses, parallel universe in his own brain. Like, oh shit, I thought I had this, but it's not. I need to put this in it. And he just does it, right? He just does it. He said, fuck everybody. I don't care if people saying my writing's not matching. I'm going to do it anyway. I don't know. It's a mystery, in my opinion. It's a mystery.
Yeah. That's a universe building, man.
It really is.
He just keeps going with it. And as a writer, I respect that.
And what is it? Hold on. What did Monster Radio say? We need to remember that Lucas had to cut out a lot while making the original. He wanted to tell a certain story for Anakin. He didn't have the technology. Oh yeah, I mean that's common knowledge. I mean, the original Star Wars movie was actually going to be 3 movies. You know, from the journey from Luke, Anakin, all the way to the Death Star was originally going to be 3 movies, but he never thought he'll have the chance, so he crammed it all in one movie. That's why the movie had a fast pace, you know. And so yeah, I'm not saying these are all true, Mandela. It's up to you. Everything is up to you. I'm just saying it is weird that Earl Jones keeps going around saying the line Luke instead of I'm, and he's the one that said the line in the original cut. Right? And remember, that scene was cut on the raft where nobody knew he was saying that except for the writer and George. Not even Luke Skywalker. Mark Hamill knew that he was going to be the son of Darth Vader. When he said that line, Mark Hamill himself has heard it for the first time. So that's almost a real true reaction when he was doing that scene, because he didn't even know. They kept that out of the writing.
I love stuff like that, just to keep it a little bit more real. Like how Tom Holland, for Tony Stark's funeral, they told him it was going to be a wedding. So he got up to the scene that day, dressed all dapper and excited, and then he saw that it was supposed to be the actual funeral. Sometimes they have to hide these endings. A lot of the Game of Thrones scripts that they gave to the actors, they would read like fake scripts just so that it wouldn't get leaked and stuff. It's very interesting. I love the behind the scenes, the positive behind the scenes in the Hollywood industry. Of course, the negative get really scary really quick.
Yep. And if you need, you guys in the chat, I'm going to put this email address up. Want me to check out a link, a video, email it here. And if it's a long video, give me a timestamp. After this show, I am going to try to see if I can create Breaking News Live as my own email address, make it easier for you guys. So send the stuff in. If I get it in time, I'll have it for tomorrow. So get some more stuff in. And beyond that, guys, I want to thank all of you for coming out. And I'll probably do this one tomorrow at 12. So Connor himself can jump on if he can. I know it's always fun when you have more people to have different points of views of videos. And then I'm just too old and get excited over the trash man.
Amber did awesome this morning on the Chad Smith podcast. I really love the vibe that they got over there with Paranormal Chop Shop, Spooky Morales, Chad Smith. Those guys are a bright light and a breath of fresh air, because a lot of people in the Sasquatch community the past few weeks have gone a little sideways, but you and I, we get to exist with many of our paranormal friends here, and it's just like breeze on the back of our neck, because all the negativity gets flushed to the side, and of course our mission just stays moving forward.
Yep. And hey, guys, when you guys have a Mandela effect you want me to tackle, there's something that's personal for you, let me know. So beyond that, guys, I'll see you all tomorrow.
And I have a live premiere in 15 minutes, guys. Pop over on my channel, and it's about 1 hour and 45 minutes, so come hang out for about 2 hours.
That is exactly why I kept
Eric, could you
put a little shorter today? And let me get your link up. Let me get that link up. I'm glad you reminded me. I was like,
perfect.
I'm going, the show's a little short. Oh, that's why, because I wanted to get Bigfoot Anons here. Let me see here.
Yeah, I have it at 3:15, but just in case me and you went a little too long. But now I'm moving it back up to 3 o'clock just so we can go straight to it.
Where the hell is sometimes you let me just type it in. That's so weird. I don't big oh, here we go. I got it here. Here's the premiere. Let me share the link. Let me.
3:45 now. God dang.
Yeah. Let me just share the screen here and give you guys this link to it. Not that one. Not that one. Here it is. It is called Falling Waters Hooded Sasquatch. So let me put that link to this in the chat. And as of right now, like he said, it's going to be starting in 14 minutes. So you guys could just go out, go to the bathroom, get some coffee, and come all back. So when I go back upstairs, I expect to see every single one of you in the chat on his channel because it's only 14 minutes later. Don't give me no excuses. I'm going to be checking this list, checking it twice. If I don't see some of you show up, I'm going to give you coals for Christmas because I'm taking over Christmas this year. I'm going to be Santa Claus. So, and then did I get the link in there?
But yeah, I definitely appreciate you guys popping over. This one, Falling Waters, Hooded Sasquatch. I'm really excited to share this journey. There was an encounter experience like 3 or 4 years ago. This woman was walking her dog over in Chipley and had this hooded dark figure stalking her. So I went hiking with my mom, and there's tons of sinkholes. The tallest waterfall in Florida, Falling Waters Waterfall. It's higher than 100 feet tall because it goes into that deep sinkhole. I know the picture is a little bit of a optical illusion, but man, it is truly magical there. It kind of reminds me of the Flatwoods Monster, minus all the extra colors. This one was just black, but definitely come hang out. My newest book is also on Amazon. The next one, Big Brother Bigfoot, is coming out like in a couple of weeks as well. So awesome. Read fast, and I will meet all you guys over at the Falling Waters Sinkholes. Better watch your step.
All right. I'll see everybody later. Oh, no, I'm not going to see everybody later. I'll see you guys in about 15 minutes.
Yes, sir.